And okay, we are recording. Can you see that, Regina?
Yep.
Okay, good, because I can't see from here, but I hit the button. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Myself and Don, we're so excited. And again, thank you for taking time out on a holiday weekend. We are planning to share more about this topic because we've actually gotten a lot of great feedback, and we're excited to offer this conversation more. So stay tuned for that. And so why are you here? Right? We talked a little bit about that just a few minutes ago, and we got a couple different answers. One being that, as we all know, finances are one of the things that a lot of times takes us out, right? So we want, most of us want peace with their finances. And then, of course, after we have peace with our finances, we can allow ourselves to get ready to expand our cash flow. So myself and Don, we put together this program, or this, as I call it, masterclass workshop, to help guide you and give you some additional tools of wisdom so that you can actually have lasting peace in the conversation of money and finance while you're building your cash flow, and really get empowered about that conversation. So happy about that. And before we start, who likes free gifts? I know I do. So I want to offer you guys a free gift. If you'd like to text the word yoga to 64600. I have some free tools that I'd love to share with you. Some of you may already have them, and that's great. And those of you that don't, I invite you to just text the word yoga to 64600. And of course, we can also have a dialogue about that and provide additional resources. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share with you just a little bit about myself, and Don's going to also share. One of the reasons that I love being part of this conversation is because I myself am I like to say, recovering perfectionist. And I'm a woman on a mission to change the way the world experiences peace from the inside out. I have over 15 years of speaking and sales experience, and I have done over 100 presentations on the conversation of mindfulness, balance, and peace. And I'm the founder of a global organization called the Internal Peace Renegades, which is a community of like-minded individuals that are really excited and empowering themselves to live in this mindset of inner peace and balance. I'm a certified yoga meditation teacher and also a mindset coach. And I'm also a licensed realtor since 2005. I was Rookie Realtor of the Year, my first year of business. And all of that to say that I've also had plenty of stress around money and around finance. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to be part of this discussion today, because I know that I can relate to the conversation of stress around money.
And let me just share, I'm going to read her bio for you guys too. So as a certified yoga instructor, meditation teacher, international speaker, best-selling author, and like she said, recovering perfectionist, Regina Rosa Celeste is often called the internal peace revolution. She specializes in speaking, coaching, and teaching skills of internal peace. And who couldn't use a little more of that? Conscious-minded entrepreneurs hire her to support them in releasing the anxiety and overwhelm so that they can live a passionate, purposeful, and peaceful life. Regina specializes in the teaching tools of lasting transformation and helping people create results that stick, and has helped thousands of people, not just here in the US, but globally, to live with more joy. Changing the way the world experiences peace, she equips her clients and students to empower themselves for lasting change. By creating that more inner peace in the world, there is more abundance, more wealth, greater health, and deeper connection to each individual's life, mission, purpose, and creating sustainable world peace. So great to have partnered here with you, Regina.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John. And, you know, I like to say, as much as all of that, as I mentioned, I love my experience and I love what I've been able to accomplish and do. But who knew that after all of the experience and all that I've got to create, I've had the privilege of having been published in several books, and also the speaking that I'm doing nowadays, and being the founder of this global organization. I still feel the stress that comes with money conversation. In fact, Dawn and I, just a few weeks before we started this program, this is our second time now doing the workshop, I literally was in tears around this very conversation, because I felt like I couldn't quite get grounded when it came to the conversation. And I felt like I was constantly chasing this, you know, ethereal, energetic ball of money. And it wasn't until I got really, really quiet and settled with what is the frustration around money. And I realized, as I'm sure all of you know, and we've heard 1,000 times, money is energy. And so what I want to do today, before we dive into the cash flow piece, before Dawn shares with us her magic and her expertise, I want to walk you through an actual meditation so that we can get centered and grounded with the conversation of peace. Is that all right? And of course, for those of you that aren't on camera, no problem. You can do, if you can, there's the little reactions. You can use clapping hands, or you can use the heart or thumbs up, anything like that, just to let me know, or even the chat if that serves you, just to let us know that you're on board. Awesome. Thanks, Dawn. All right, so.
I'm looking forward to having this experience with you after all the years I've known you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, that warms my heart. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sandra. And I really, what's so beautiful, and I will share this. I met a couple days ago. I think it was on Tuesday, because I usually send out my text message on not just on Tuesdays, but I remember a text message on Tuesday about this upcoming workshop. And I thought of you, Sandra. I literally, when I sent it, I thought to myself, I know there's going to be someone that's going to write back and this is going to be of value. And I'm so honored that it was you, because I had a vision of you in my mind, and then you did actually sign up. And so that tells me, again, the power of intention and the power of synchronicity and the magic of not knowing what other people are going through, but having the courage and the strength to be vulnerable. And I was very vulnerable with Dawn a couple weeks before we created the first workshop. And I said, like, hey, I threw my hands up and I was like, I don't know what to do about such and such situation. And it's the same situation we've all had, right? It feels like, let me rephrase, it feels sometimes, at least at one point in our lives, where there's not enough money to go around. Can anyone relate to that? Mm-hmm. Like, you have more to spend than coming in, right? And the reality is that's a perspective. That's a thought. And so what I did was I got into action, and I actually made some decisions. And I can tell you, in just a few short days, magic started happening. And we did some energy work. We did some prayer work. I called on all my guides. I called on my angels and all that stuff. And I can say that with those that are here today, because I know you believe in that stuff. And I got really intentional about what I could control and what I couldn't. And that is what I call creating peace with your finances, is knowing what's your responsibility and what isn't, and giving that up to a greater sense of, whether you call it source or God or universe, letting that go. So like in Sandra's case, you're dealing with some, situations with the car situation, and, thank goodness, hopefully there's not too many medical expenses, if any. Hopefully everybody's safe. But that causes a lot of stress emotionally, mentally, and then of course physically, because it affects our finances. So what I want us to do is we'll go ahead to the next slide. And then we're going to go ahead and...
Oh, that's it. So that's,
okay.
Yeah, we'll let you do your meditation.
Awesome. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll dive into the meditation, and then we're going to turn it over to Dawn, and she's going to do her cool thing that she does. So I'm going to invite everyone to go ahead and either put your feet on the ground, or if you'd like, you can put them cross-legged. Most of us are in chairs, so we're not going to do that, but I tend to do that even when I'm in a chair, because I'm a yogi. So I'm going to invite everyone to just come to a nice seated position if you can. Close your eyes and roll your shoulders back a couple times. And just really allow yourself to let go. Let go of any frustration. Let go of any judgment, whether self-induced or seemingly from others. And let yourself just be here, arrive. So many times we say, I'm here, but I'm not really here, right? You show up to a meeting, or even whether it's physical or virtual, but our mind is so scattered, it's so all over the place. And that's okay, without judgment. Just give yourself permission to reset now if you can. You've taken the time to be here. You've registered for the event. You've gotten on the call. So just give yourself this next 45 minutes to just be here. Knowing that whatever is waiting for you will be here, be there for you when we're done. So just let yourself settle in, breathing in and breathing out. Maybe placing your hand on your belly, breathing in through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. And I want you to imagine dollar signs floating. I don't want you to get attached to what these dollar signs mean or who they belong to. I just want you to imagine dollar signs with wings. You can color those wings whatever color you like, white, black, blue, pink, unicorn color, whatever you like. Just let those dollars float around you. Keep breathing in through your nose, relaxing out your breath, relaxing your breath out your mouth. Maybe placing your left hand on your chest, on your heart, and your right hand on your belly, breathing in, exhale. And with each exhale, I want you to imagine more dollar signs floating, like you just created more dollar signs. And just imagine the abundance of those dollar signs. And they're not sticking to anything. They're just floating, just energy, like particles in the air. Just like if we were in a tube of confetti. I want you to let the money and those dollars just float around you, beside you. And when you're ready, I'd like you to go ahead and open your eyes. And take a moment if you can and place in the chat, what is the first word that comes up for you after that exercise? Dawn says love. Beautiful. Abundance. Love it. Thank you, Kelly. And I know Sandra's entertaining a little one today, her grandchild. So she'll do her best. They were like butterflies. Yes, exactly. That's what I was hoping to hear. Yeah. So we did something totally different today than last workshop. And I don't know why, but I was really divinely inspired to do this exercise. I've never done this meditation before the way I did today. And I feel there's a reason that's different. And it's because we all have a different story around our money. And I think that is really, really important, regardless of what our story is, that will dictate how we relate to money and how money relates to us. And so for those that want to, myself and Dawn, we're here to support you. Of course, we want to serve you. And so knowing knowing everybody's money story is really valuable when you're talking about the conversation of money. So there's a lot underneath of this iceberg, I call it, as it relates to money. And this is where I'm going to turn it over to Dawn, because she has a wealth of information and knowledge. And my goal with the meditation today was to get us set up for this conversation, knowing that money is abundant, knowing that money is energy, and that it's everywhere. And we can create it always, even when we don't feel like we can. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. I do want to read her bio first. I want to give you guys a little information about Dawn, so you know who is the woman behind the magic here, who is the expert when it comes to cash flow conversation. And so Dawn actually comes with a CFP Education. She's the founder and CEO of DS Financial Services, which is her initials, a fee-based financial planning firm that develops customized plans designed to maximize the efficiency of your money. Located just outside of Philadelphia, focused on empowering women, couples, and entrepreneurs to reach their financial goals with peace of mind and economic confidence across the US. And I love what she's about because she's not only a fun person, she's a kind individual soul, and she's so good at this. So I'm so happy and excited you guys get to hear her today. So take it away, Dawn.
Wow. So thank you very much for that. And thanks for leading us through that beautiful meditation. That was amazing. So today we're going to get real with our money, and we're going to learn how to tell our money where to go instead of asking, okay, where the heck did my money go? So come on, the button is not working. Let's see, hold on. Here we go. Oh, so here again, a little bit more about myself. I'm the president of DS Financial Strategies, fiduciary, which means I have to put your best interest ahead of my own, which you think everybody should, but it's actually a law for us. I also host a show called Financial Fridays with Dawn on YouTube. I've been featured in Forbes, Market Watch, Philadelphia Inquirer, and just as of yesterday, Think Advisor. And I've been in the business, I gotta change that, over 16 years now. So let's get started. So happiness is a positive cash flow. Who would agree with that? And that's right, exactly, because we all know money can't buy happiness, but if you don't have any money, you're pretty miserable. So like I said, we all know that money doesn't buy happiness, but try to do that when you have a negative cash flow. How could you be happy when you're constantly stressing? That's why we need Regina to help us get rid of that stress. And by doing so, we're going to increase our awareness. We increase our communication with our family members. And most importantly, we're going to increase our confidence. And that bleeds over into, like, if we run a business, that bleeds over into that, allowing us to focus on our mission and everything as well. And that's why we're here today. First one, let's demystify this whole complexity of cash flow that we have going on. We're going to increase our understanding and the ability to communicate effectively with our team or our family or spouse, whatever. We're going to get a workbook at the end of this, so you'll be able to do everything. And then I'll also show you, I know it could be overwhelming. I'll be available for help as well. And like I said, we can't change what we're not aware of. So why is awareness so important? Because what we focus on expands. It's called the law of vibration, the law of attraction. And if you focus on abundance, you're going to get more abundance. And it's also proven that when you live on a budgeted lifestyle, that increases your confidence. So even if we never speak after this workshop, you're going to be able to put a plan in place. But like I said, for those who want professional help, we'll have help available for that. So what's the current problem with managing our cash flow? Well, most like budgeting tools out there, all they do is just really track expenses. Now, there is value in tracking all your expenses, but first, the big question is, okay, well, what do I have to spend? It's the kind of like the difference between looking in the rearview mirror and looking out the windshield. The rearview mirror is going to tell you, okay, this is where you've been, but looking out the windshield, it's bigger and it tells you where you're going. So that's why we want to focus on that. And here's the current problem. Like, it's so confusing because when you budget traditionally, it's mixed with your fixed expenses, your variable expenses. People don't always get paid every week. They might get paid twice a month or just once a month, or you might get sporadic income coming in like a bonus. And then people kind of commingle their long-term savings and the short-term savings. They're not really sure what the difference is. And then go add even more confusion. We have a paperless society. So some people don't even, like, I know the young millennials don't even like balance a checkbook anymore. I don't even think they have a checkbook. Everything's like Venmo or debit cards or, auto pay. And so that's why we have this why we're all confused. So what's the solution? Well, let's take all that income and all those expenses and put it into a monthly number. Let's pay ourselves first. I tell people you want to save 20% of your gross income, and that's for long-term savings. Then let's break down those fixed expenses and then the variable expenses. So they're separated. Then we know what we have available for those variable expenses. So, and how you manage that variable expenses is you allocate some of your spending, and then you have the save to spend, which is the short-term spending. Like maybe you're saving for the holidays, you're saving for a vacation. And then just have one account for the whole variable spending. And we'll get a little bit further into that. So we got the circle of confusion. We're all confused. Then we have a nice flow chart. And don't worry, you're going to get this in the email too. So you'll see all this. And let me just kind of go over how we implement this now. One, we're going to have different accounts. Your main account, which is right up here, this is where everything flows. All your paychecks that you get from work, it's going to flow into here. So that's a checking account. After that, once the money flows here, take 20%. And this, if you have a 401k plan at work, this may already be done for you, whatever you put in there. And then have another account for your long-term savings, where like this could be your 401k, your own IRA, your overfunded life insurance, whatever is for your long-term savings. Then what's left here is what's available for spending after we take out those fixed. So as soon as you get that, okay, we paid long-term savings. Now, okay, what are your monthly fixed expenses? That's going to go in a separate checking account. So we're going to have 4 accounts. So we're going to have our long-term savings, which whatever that may be, IRAs, 401k, insurance. Then we're going to have where all the money flows through, which is where we're going to do our variable. Then we're going to have our checking account for our fixed accounts, and then a savings account for our short-term goals like vacation, holiday gifts, and things like that. So, and again, direct transfer makes all this easy. So we're going to save monthly for those bigger expenses. We're not going to wait till like December to say, okay, I got to hurry up and make more money because I got Christmas, I got Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate coming up. We're going to spread that out over the year. So again, gives you more financial peace of mind. We're going to use one credit card. So that way it's easier to track. Have alerts on your card too when you're getting to your number that you have available. So that way you can know where you are. And also use a card that gives you rewards, like those free airline miles if you travel a lot, cash back. Because then that could be like another little reward for you at the end of the month or the end of the year. You have all that, you get either money back, or you could go use it for Amazon, but treat yourself. And then very important, at the end of each month, pay off that credit card. And again, like I said, that's going to come from that variable credit card there. I mean, variable checkbook. So that's basically it. And basically what I offer for people is I offer them, if they want full financial planning, I offer that. Hourly advice. I offer this program, Get Real With Your Money, for them so they could have access to an online portal and system that, so they don't have to sit there and manually calculate it. It's all done for you. I also help people with their insurance, investments, and money block coaching. And here's where you can find me. I have my website there, my phone number, email, a link to my calendar, and how you can find me on social media. So again, I want to thank you guys for listening to us today. I hope you gain some insight and know that you can manage your cash flow. Taking action is the first step, and it doesn't have to be complicated or scary. And then that's going to build a foundation for any future goals you have, because everything starts with cash flow. I don't care if you're struggling month to month or if you're a millionaire. We all have problems with cash flow. So getting it under control is going to set us up for a future success. So thank you very much. So Regina, I'll turn it back over to you, and let me just stop sharing this screen. Okay.
Good stuff, Dawn. Good stuff. So yeah, we're letting you ladies loose a little bit early. Usually we actually had about 10 or 11 people register today, but again, because of the holiday, probably we anticipate a couple people didn't make it. So we have a few minutes left for questions. If either of you have specific questions, or if you feel more comfortable offline, of course, both Dawn and I have offered strategy calls for additional support. So please feel free to reach out to us. We're so grateful that you were here, and we trust this was a good use of your time, and look forward to getting any questions you may have.
Yep. And I forgot to add that. Yes, I'm also offering the 15-minute free consultation, which we'll send that out in an email for the replay as well. And we'll have the links in there. So thank you guys. And I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming, Sandra.
You're welcome, Regina. God bless
Kelly.
you.
You too, love. Thanks, Kelly. I know, Kelly, you and I think we're scheduled to talk on Monday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thanks, y'all, for this. This was great.
Good.
You're welcome.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend, everyone.